This entire video was edited by my AI agent inside of Antigravity. But I'm going to show you how you can build a concrete project for any industry, any website, any brand, real branding, scrape data, app guidelines. Antigravity has removed all the pauses, all the retakes, silences. It's added world-class captions. And these are some of the best captions that I've ever seen. And most important of all, it's actually tidied up the audio. So now it sounds like studio quality output. And I didn't use a single video editing team. It was all done on autopilot by AI. Antigravity has just transformed video editing forever and is using something called Remotion. You can create beautiful animations, product demos, and even full video edits completely on autopilot. And I'm about to show you the hidden capabilities 99% of users don't even know exist. So grab that coffee, strap yourselves in, and let's get started. Now this entire video, which is about 50 seconds long, was completely edited inside of Antigravity. And you can see that here on screen. Now it looks complicated, but honestly, all of this was generated by the AI, the language model. All I had to do was create a folder called video to edit. I dropped in 2 videos. So the unedited video and then an output that I edit myself using other tools. And I wanted to give Antigravity like an example, something that I can use and guidelines of the type of quality that I'm looking for. And everything else was done by itself using Claude Sonnet 4.5. And this AI agent automatically cut the video, added captions, removed silences and pauses, and enhanced the audio all from a single prompt. And honestly, guys, you can pay anywhere up to $100 a month for a service like this, but today's your lucky day because I'm going to show you how you can do it for free inside of Google Antigravity. And this is a huge market opportunity because there are apps and services like Submagic, which is I think doing like $1 million a year, and other AI video tools doing anywhere between $5 million to $6 million a year in revenue. And basically you've replaced this with an app that's running locally on your own machine. For the most part, it's free and all it requires is a bit of sweat equity. And what's great about this system is that you can train it. You can give it skills. You can equip your agents with Remotion, with libraries and dependencies, and I'll show you exactly how you do all this. But more importantly, you can have multiple agents doing this all at once. So imagine if you're already a video editor and you get paid by clients. You can literally modify and edit as many videos as your physical machine can handle. And that's the power of something like Google Antigravity and large language models. And when every frame of video is code, automation becomes infinite because Remotion allows video editing programmatically, meaning that every frame is composed with code. And this is important because this functions as automation for large-scale video production. Things that traditionally took hours now takes minutes. And Remotion is exploding in popularity. Like, you guys have no idea how important this is, which is why Antigravity recently launched skills for it. And Remotion can generate intros, explainers, product demos, social media ads, infographics, logo reveals, kinetic typography, landing pages, dashboards, UI components, loading animations, and more. Now this workflow removes 90% of manual editing and makes your audio broadcast grade. So before we start building the video editing agent, there's a couple of things we need to do with Remotion, and I've created a document for this. It's a bunch of setup instructions, and if you want the link to this, please leave a comment below this video and type Remotion. So basically there's a few caveats and we need to get Antigravity ready so it can run Remotion. But before we can do that, we've got to install a couple of bits and pieces. So first thing is we need to install Node.js, and this lets us run the npx command. The second step is to install Git. So Git lets you download tools from GitHub, such as Remotion-dev skill. So this is on a public repository. It's got all the best practices, frameworks, and we can pull it directly from GitHub without having to go there, cloning repositories, that kind of stuff. And Antigravity, the agent, can do this for you. And then the last step is to run the command inside of Antigravity. So basically we're going to run npx and then we're going to create the video. So all you need to do is copy and paste these steps into Antigravity. Make sure that Node.js and Git are fully installed before running the npx command, which is the last step. And then you restart Antigravity and open it during installation. It's as easy as that. The second thing we need is an API key from a website called, I think it's Auphonic Productions. And basically, this will just tidy up the audio, make it sound like a podcast, like a enhanced sound studio, and it's gonna make your sound amazing. I've only just come across this in the last few days. I think it's incredible. They give you a free plan, which is, I think it's 2 hours per month that you can edit. The only caveat and drawback with that is they're gonna add some watermarks and there's some kind of sound on the end saying, you know, it's created by Auphonic, something like that. But aside from that, you can actually get started for free. So test it out. I'm actually going to buy this after I finish recording this video because I think it's incredible. And it's really affordable, right? Like I think if you do it yearly, it's like $11 a month. And on the monthly plan, it's only $13. And honestly, it's the best $13 you're going to spend per month because the audio output is incredible. And so the last thing we need is the API key from Auphonic. So first thing I want you to do is sign up for a free account. Then head over into account settings once you're logged in. It's going to take you to this section here. And you want to scroll down at the bottom where it says API key. So just create a new API key. I've already got one. And and you can then reset the API key, the code, or whatever. Just make a note that you won't see the API key once it's shown on screen. So you're either gonna have to reset it and start again if you missed it out, but it's not really a big issue. It's more of a security kind of step more than anything. And obviously, if you share this key, other people are gonna have access to your free account. So just keep that discreet. So now that you have the prerequisites, here comes the fun part. So inside of Antigravity, you're gonna see a few things. The left-hand side is Explorer. So you wanna create a new video to edit folder. Inside of here, put the unedited video. And if you've got a style or like a template that you're gonna use, it doesn't have to be your video, by the way. It could be one of your favorite creators. You could download that file and that video and upload it into the same folder, because we're gonna tell the AI agent to use that as a guide to edit ours. So first thing we wanna do is paste in this prompt, which is everything off the Remotion command sheet. So once it's done that, it's gonna start installing Node.js. It's gonna get the Git tool installed so you can download everything from GitHub. And then it's going to basically trigger the npx create-video library dependency feature, call it whatever you want. Doesn't really matter. And you can see here that it's doing everything, right? So now at that point, it's actually downloaded both Node.js and it's installed, and Git as well. Tells you the version numbers. And now it's gonna go ahead and run npx create-video at latest. And so you can see here that it's doing all of that, which is absolutely great. The only thing you have to do at this point is just accept the requests, because some of these actions are actually going to be installed inside of the terminal. So it needs your approval. So now it's perfect. We've got the video create tool launched successfully. And now we can start prompting it with templates, guidelines, and everything that we want inside of this video, such as how aggressive do you want to be with the video editing? How do you want to remove silences, pauses, R's, that kind of stuff. Also, how do you want to do the captions? Because you can select the color, the font size. And lastly, we want to add the Auphonic upgraded sound. We want to integrate that into the final output. So then it's going to ask me which template would I like to use. So I then have basically specified that I want this video, which is unedited, and that's just a video inside of my folder here, which is this one here. You probably want to call it something a bit more meaningful, like this video needs editing or something like that. And you can just basically prompt it by pressing the add key. So you can see here, I've actually selected it inside of the prompt, and then it sees that. And this is the beauty of language models, right? Like, this is incredible. Imagine telling somebody 20 years ago that you're going to be doing something like this with AI, with automation, and Google is going to be at the forefront of it. It's absolutely mind-blowing. I still kind of shiver thinking about this, because honestly, the possibilities are endless. So now that it knows which video we want to edit, it's now going to get it prepped for Remotion, which is the programmatic video creation framework using React. And it's going to ask you to verify this as part of the implementation plan / walkthrough. Again, this is prompting. So if you're not happy with anything, just go back into the chat window and just reprompt it. Just make it as great. If you're not happy with it, go back, fine tune it. Right, this is video, this is content. And remember, this doesn't have to be video editing. This could be for any platform, right? So you could do this for Instagram Reels, TikTok Reels, any platform you want. So then it's going to ask me an approach. You know, how do you want to edit this video? Do you want the traditional video approach with an existing MP4 file? It's going to cut, trim, edit, that kind of stuff. And then it's done through the command line tool, which is a lot more intensive, right? It's going to require a lot more kind of sweat equity from you. And I want to do this as painless and as frictionless as possible. And so I gave it this framework, which is the second part of the Google Docs. And so basically, this is what I've told it. We're going to transcribe with Whisper, word level timestamps. We're going to transcribe the audio with precise word level timestamps. We're going to use these frameworks here. We're going to parse the transcript. So anything with moments, anything pauses, all of that's going to get cut. We're going to trim the video. So any pauses where I'm not saying anything because I'm looking at my notes, I'm looking at my checklist, all of that's going to get removed. And then we're going to have broadcast grade, normalized, noise reduced audio. And for this, Auphonic is the best that I've seen. It's the one that I used for this video that I showed you. And this is what you're going to need in there. And then lastly, this is where you get it from. This is the address, the URL. It's going to upload the trimmed audio, is going to start processing, poll until complete, and then download the process result. And then the last thing you're going to need is your API key. So paste that in there where you see this on the sheet. Just paste in your API key. And then it's going to start the Remotion caption engine. So now I've given it some typography, size, weight, letter spacing, word gaps, chunking. All of this is you can modify this, right? So if you see this on the sheet, there's other fonts, other styles. If you want to increase the size or reduce it, or if you want to add colors, then you can modify this based off the Google Docs, right? None of this is hard coded. And now I've given it like a neon green because it just grabs attention. And I've given it some additional effects. And these are just best practices I've seen on other videos and, you know, on GitHub repositories and what my favorite creators are doing. And the last step is once it has everything, it's going to render it. So it's going to render the final video using Remotion, which is completely open source and free. And then it's going to output the location onto your desktop. And then this is the project structure. It's going to download some dependencies, which is Remotion. And then once it's done, it's going to go back and edit all of this. Now, depending on which language model you use, this will take anywhere between 10 minutes to 30 minutes to about an hour. And also it depends on the size of the video that you're going to edit. Remember, you're uploading this, you created the agent for one, you know, in only once for like one instance. And then you can use that and reuse that agent every time you create this or every time you want want to edit a video. So you don't have to set this up once. Remember, as there's new tools and libraries and features that come out like Remotion, you can update your agents. You can feed it with the data that it needs. You can feed it with the GitHub repositories and anything else that can help improve the agent. And you can see here that it's analyzing a transcript using a Python script. I haven't built this, by the way. This is all done through the Claude Sonnet 4.5 agent that built it in Antigravity. So it's extracting the audio from the video file. It's going to transcribe it using Whisper. It's parsing the transcript. It's trimming the video. It's actually incredible what it does. And now it's processing the audio. So it's processed the audio. It's built everything else. So you can see on the left-hand side here, inside of Explorer, it's setting up the Remotion project. It's installing dependencies. And then to kind of fast forward, the video editing pipeline was complete. It's now created an output .mp4 file, which was about 3.4 meg. This took about 5 minutes. And this is what the improved video edit walkthrough looked like. Now, complete transparency here. I did have to go back a couple of times because the first instance, Gravity was really aggressive with the cutting, right? So it wasn't flowing properly. It was kind of choppy. I wasn't really happy with the output. So I went back and trained it. And I gave it more context. I gave it more examples of video editing I like, both for myself and for creators that I follow. And it didn't actually add the Auphonic audio. I'm not sure why I missed it out, but it was actually created inside of Auphonic. So I could see that it had transcribed the video and created a better version of it in terms of audio, but I didn't actually render it in the final version of my video. And so it's documenting the improved video output. So again, this is all skills that it's learning and I can apply to future videos. And finally, it got to a point where I really enjoyed the output. So after analyzing your reference video, I discovered key issues. The reference video has 0 cuts, and that's because obviously it's been edited already, but it's given it an example, right? Like a template of how I should be speaking on video. So it's removed long, awkward silences. It's kept all natural speaking pauses, and it's processed the Auphonic audio. It's got natural pacing, and it's basically the output that you saw at the beginning when I showed it to you. Now you know how to edit videos at scale. You can use this to brand animations, and you can even deploy live dashboards all programmatically. And if you enjoyed this video, click on the tutorial that you can see on screen. Watch that one. Leave any comments below. Remember, if you want the Remotion's command document, type Remotion in the comments below and I'll send that to you. Like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And before you go, say it with me, something magical is going to happen today. Ciao and see you next time.